Salutations, denizens of the internet. I'm Firebite27, and today we are continuing our playthrough of AM2R for the computer. So, well, let's give everyone a minute to trickle in. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are jonesing to hear me talk about this game again and to answer some various questions and whatnot, and well, see how terrible my internet connection can get. But hopefully it turns out to be a good video. On the bright side, at least it'll be longer than it'll be guaranteed to be longer than 30 minutes, unlike last time. Now then, let's see here. So I hope everyone's enjoying their day. Lord knows I have been. I got to go down to H Mart earlier today and pick up some Korean and Asian snacks, along with some ingredients for dinner tonight. I'm going to be making bulgogi. I haven't ever mentioned it before, but part of my family is actually Korean. It's not biological. It's mostly just like adopted family members and like later marriages, but it doesn't mean it stopped me from loving Korean food and like loving all this weird stuff that the rest of my family can't stand. Alrighty, let's add this view to stage. I'm going to stop my camera, and I am going to play some AM2R. Now, I should confess that, unfortunately, while I was last time I streamed this, I didn't think about the timing too well, and my grandparents showed up, so I did make some progress without meaning to. I mostly just got like the spring ball and whatnot, but felt like you should know that. Let's see here. Here. There's still some Metroids around in the area. Don't worry, I shall slay them triumphantly, most likely. Gotta love how the robots have a completely different death animation and sound to them. There we go. That's some more missiles found. All right, I already got this one. Alrighty, let's see here. Where do I go now? Alright. Why do you have to be so weird like this? I didn't know how to get in here. Oh, I didn't realize that there wasn't like an alternative path there. Oh. Well, no doy, that's how you get out. When will I learn how to look at things? Metroid always has subtle environmental cues for stuff like this. Come on, you stupid spider. How did I... Also, I'm kind of sorry about the fact that there was no video or even live stream last week. I just ran out of ideas temporarily. So, yeah, that was my bad. Anyways. Ooh, who's joined the chat now? I wonder. Oh, that is some crispy that's a very crispy frame rate. There we go. All right. I am planning on doing a Q&A when I reach 800 subscribers. So if you feel like adding any comments or questions to the list, there is a video that I have linked in a message on chat that you can use in order to acquire such. Uh, Access to the oh, now I see where I need to go. I only took what, forever? 13 minutes. Wow. I am not great at navigating these Metroid games. Oh yeah, and another thing that I wanted to talk about is I've been watching My Hero Aka Vigilantes, which yeah, now I think about My Hero Aka, not and its fandom more specifically, not a great look for me, but I've been enjoying Vigilantes. It's a great little series, and the best part is like you don't even need to have watched My Hero Aka in order to know everything that goes on in it. It really helps if you like. It really helps with like some of the references that happen in the series, if you know. Some of the references I made, like if you don't know who It's cooler if you know who some of the characters from My Hero Aka are. Like if you know Stain, My Hero Aka Vigilantes reveals his origin as Stendhal, a vigilante, and it also reveals why he doesn't have a nose. He cut it off. There we go. Alpha Metroid defeated. Nope, retreat, retreat, retreat. I need to retreat. Nope, this is another Metroid room. I need to get out of here so I can get more missiles. Darn it, why can't these pipes have. Darn, why can't there be pipes? Okay, con. Okay, now I've got more missiles. Perfect. Yes. It's another one down. Just 2 more to go. Alrighty, get down here. There we go. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna need to make a retreat for it. Nigarendayo! For once in my life, I'd like to know how I'm supposed to get there. How am I supposed to get to that? Oh, to that object over there. Alrighty, we're refilled. Now to go kick that thing's butt. You know, I'm beginning to realize that maybe I did this out of order. There's supposed to be 2 Metroids left, and yet I'm killing the more dangerous one second. Okay, now I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. No. I at least hope I was on the right track. Well, that makes my life easier. Despite the fact that the sprayer ball is so useful, it's so little utility. Although I guess that's why the Prime games exist, to give stuff like this more utility. Because logically speaking, it would have more use in a 3D space rather than a 2D. Okay, now we're here. There we go. Now the earthquake should begin any time now. There we go, like clockwork. You know what? There's something that might be controversial that I'm planning on adding to the Q&A video. Since not a lot of people seem to be asking questions, or at least I haven't been posting so long that most of my community has actively forgotten that I exist. I'm thinking I might add in some of my own questions for myself, just because I figured, these are actually the kinds of questions that I figured other people would like to hear the answer to. Like, what figures do I think need to be remade for the modern age? And that's a question that I'd be more than interested in answering, in all honesty. This is a bit of a cheat. I have to add my own questions. Yes. Do I care? Not really, because at the end of the day, I still think it would be like interesting content. And like, that's really all that matters to me, is like providing you guys with interesting videos to watch and like getting the most out of my videos. Ah, the super missiles. That's right. This is around where we get them. As I also recall, this is a round where I get the space jump from the Terizo robot. Wait, is the Terizo screaming like Red King? Darn it, I got so close. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, I'm still bad at Metroid. Oh, what are you? Ooh, and a missile expansion for me? Oh, you shouldn't have, Milton Gwaski. And also, this was one of the people who picked up his work. In which case, you shouldn't have whoever picked up his work after Milton Guasti got the C and D from Ninty. The Ninty C and D. It's Ninty fresh. Nope. There we go. Finally. Thought that would take forever. Now then, in order to make sure that we can use this as effectively as possible, and so I don't have to go through the tedium of that boss fight again, I'm gonna top off at a save station. Now we're supposed to find. And now we're supposed to find. Now to find the speed booster. Just one of the many areas that this game is superior to the original to the Metroid 2 remake that was officially made by Nintendo. It actually has the speed booster and not the phase drift. There's a one Gamma Metroid down. And soon so shall the rest follow. I am very good at speaking English. Thank you for checking. Me fail English? That's impossible. Ugh. So this is the industrial complex. Well, I think it's actually quite simple, really. There we go. I hope you're ready, because we're about to step it up. I love how how the way forward is this puzzle where you control a robot and have it drop the super missile onto the places that it needs to have exploded. That's pretty clever. That's all I'm gonna say. I will never play Samus Returns on the 3DS. Sorry, Doc. That's just who I am. I absolutely refuse to play that because, well, Nintendo's current business decisions have not earned my favor. Even if they aren't making any money off of it, I'd still rather not reward. I'd still rather not play the official stuff right now because I don't want anyone getting the wrong idea that I apparently support their massive price hikes and there we go. It's so fun. There we go. Now this should make the fight against the Metroids all the easier. think I've come to an important realization. AM2R isn't controversial for everyone. It's just controversial for people who've only played the 3DS remake. And I think I know why. Because, like, 3DS remake is, like, newer and it's got all these, like, new improvements that weren't in the original game. But, like, it also doesn't follow the original Game Boy game the most faithfully. However, amongst people who've played the original like Game Boy game, it's actually pretty popular, and the opinions on it are pretty consistent. And I think it's because it's trying to be a more faithful adaptation of that original Game Boy game, not trying to be like its own thing on top of that. I'm actually surprised they managed to beat it like that. Guess those super missiles aren't exactly. I guess they don't call them super missiles for nothing. Do I plan on doing anything with Transformers Wild King? Well, I'd love to, but there's two problems. First off, I don't have the space for Wild King. Second off, as much as I as cheap as they are in Japan, I'd only ever do it if I could like bring them home directly from Japan, not pay for the imports, the ridiculous import prices on top of that. And no, Doc, I know what you're trying to do, but honestly, I don't find those kinds of jokes funny. It's not really a you or the jokes problem. It's more I'm not how my brain is wired. And oh, anyways, as I was saying, there we go. Anyways, as I was saying, Wild King, the toys look like a lot of fun. And in fact, I'd be more eager to support the Wild King toys than I would be the upcoming Cyberworld stuff, purely for the fact that it's trying to do something cool and unique, as opposed to the same old stuff we've seen over and over again. But I don't know, I just don't have the budget for it these days. Maybe if I get rid of some stuff like 86 Grimlock. I kind of just fell off the 86 Dinobot train. Because like Grimlock was great, but I didn't get Slag, and I never got Snarl, but I got Snarl, but I didn't like Snarl, so and Swoop I heard some less than favorable things about, courtesy of Perspective End. So I just don't think I need Grimlock anymore. I got rid of Sludge or Snarl or the guy who turns into the diet what the Stego what no not the Stegosaurus, the Brachio whatever Titano would Brachio Titanica the Pato whatever the Thesaurus. Nailed it. They were never bad toys. It's just I never completed them, and quite frankly, I'd rather have the set or none at all. Besides, if I really wanted to get a representation of the Dinobots in my collection, just cause, I'd try and go for something in the deluxe range, or at least something that has a deluxe size to it. Because, like, I've realized recently that figures don't always have to be like super big for me to like them. I just like what I like, and that's enough. Sadly, the only deluxe Dinobots that I know of are the ones that are released back in Energon, and whoo, doggy, those are quite hard to come by. That might actually be a good question for the Q&A in case I need to add some. What figures do you feel are too big? The 86 Dinobots. I don't need them to be super big. I just like the engineering in general on those figures, like it doesn't need to be super big. It just needs to. It's so the engineering on Diobots is always so dead simple that I don't feel like they need to be bigger than deluxes. Of course, no one likes the power of the Primes, Diobots, and those all are deluxes. So maybe I'm just talking out my ass here. Then again, I'm pretty sure the reason everyone didn't like those was because they were just bad toys, not because they were deluxes. Whoa, that's cool. There we go. There we go. 6 left. There we go. Also, if none of you were aware, there's a bit of a long-standing argument between me and Doc over whether or not Samus Returns or AM2R is the better Metroid 2 remake. Honestly, if you like AM2R more or Metroid 2 Return Samus Returns more or the Game Boy original more to power to you. Just don't really expect that all three groups will really be able to like you know the spacer beam. I just don't expect that all three groups will ever be able to get along. But I'd like to try to get along with others, or at least get along with people who have different opinions than me on this matter. After all, I think there's some things that both the remakes get wrong. Samus AM2R does get a lot of the fan service to the original Metroid 2 right. However, at the same time, the layout is very much just a copy and paste of the original. And if that's like one of the ways that it's allegedly controversial, and then I can see it. And I will admit to the fact that on some level, the people who are critical of AM2 are right. But if it's more, but also at the same time, it's a remake. Of course, it's going to be similar to the original Metroid game. However, there are also some things that Metroid 2 Return of Samus gets wrong, or I mean, Samus Returns gets wrong. For example, after having seen the geek critique, there's a specific power that you can use where you use a power bomb while you're in the spider ball mode. You think that the developers would tell you this either when you get the spider ball or the power bomb, but nope, they never say when you're. They never say that, and that's a problem to me. Because if you're going to use the power ups in a new, interesting way, that should be something that people figure out, either from subtle clues in the game design, or from I don't know, a tutorial. And also, there's a problem with AM2R having it the hardest difficulty for people who want super high difficulties, being locked behind an amiibo that you can't get anymore. It's I think if more people knew about that, that in order to get a higher difficulty to challenge yourself, that you need to buy amiibos that are now out of print, that this would be a bit more controversial. It would be awesome if the amiibo just let you unlock it early, but nope. It's the only way you can unlock it in Samus Returns. Although now that I think about the title Samus Returns, I would like to see a Samus Aran Titan Master made by someone. I mean, if someone wants to make that for me, I'd happily accept it. But I'm not. I know better than to expect freebies like that. Oh, hey, little guy. God, those little creatures have huge butts. Eh. Honestly, I think these things would have aged a lot less poorly the if Samus or if well if Nintendo hadn't given the C&D to Dr. M64. Apparently, there were plans to create entirely new areas that weren't in the original Metroid 2 video game. And there were plans to have a new game plus mode where everything would be unlocked from the beginning. And that you'd be able to fight against the Metroids with your beam combos, not just your missiles. Of course, releasing it around the same time as AM2 as the Samus Returns game, uh, they wouldn't have known, but at the same time, I can get why on some level they had to do the C&D thing. No one's gonna buy your game if there's a free version of it that people also like available. Who knows? If Ninty's decisions come back to bite them hard enough, then they might not. Then AM2 work on AM2R might be able to resume. People they won't be around to stop them if they're too busy trying to dig themselves out of financial ruin. Which God, I hope it happens. Please let it happen. Please let this be the year where Nintendo kicks the bucket. Mostly because I think it would be really funny if this was the year where that happened. God, what is it with these like creators of beloved franchises like Metroid? Like, what is it with the creators of like franchises like Mario and Sonic being such dicks? It's like Miyamoto, the dude's basically a super unhelpful enigma. Now to Oshima, the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, had got himself into trouble for not only like insider trading, but like also possibly for defamation. Yoshio Sakamoto got himself into enough trouble making Metroid Other M. It's kind of hard not to have faith in anyone in the video games industry. Sure, there are plenty of also plenty of indie developers, like the guy who created, I think it was Fez. It was basically a total crybaby about some criticism, and like then canceled Fez 2 for some reason, even though everyone really wanted a sequel to it. Okay. Favorite Metroid game? Well, if I'm talking about the one that I have replayed the most, then definitely Metroid Dread. It's not exactly like, though if I had to go for one that's like favorite overall, I definitely want to go. I wouldn't say that's any stretch of the imagination to say that Super Metroid might be my favorite because like it embodies what I like most about games. It I can get lost in Metroid in Super Metroid. I can take my time. I can explore and find all these weird things like that. I wouldn't say that it would be unfair to call them to say that a lot of gamers these days would just call them Easter eggs. Now, why can't I remember how to get into that super mystical access point? It's weird because like I searched it up online and I still don't know how. Yeah, just a second. Hey guys, don't mean to cut it so short now, but my parents are calling me, so I'm going to go find my save. Let's find a save point, and then I'm gonna clock out for the evening. It's been a lot of fun being able to play Metroid like this, but it's probably time to call it a day. That said, I hope you will join me again for the next time I decide to journey below the surface of SR 388 and reach the point when the last Metroid is in captivity and the galaxy is at peace.